Want more revenue without services? Add Tressic to your stack to turn conversations into outcomes. See how at Tressic.cloud.
Hey everybody, it's Doug Green and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News, and it's my pleasure to have with me today Stephen Hess, CEO and co-founder of Deep Fathom. Stephen, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Doug. Good to see you again.
Well, the headline is Deep Fathom launches CMMC Compliance Readiness Suite. AI native platform delivers efficiency and precision for providers serving U.S. Defense Department contractors. Solution will be showcased at the CS5 West Conference. So we're going to dive into that in just a second. But Stephen, first of all, what is Deep Fathom?
So Deep Fathom as a company is focused on making compliance much more accessible to the common person and the common business. It's a very challenging sort of set of frameworks and security practices that organizations have to implement. And what we have designed and built and that we're launching today is a platform that encodes both AI and automation to help those organizations navigate those complexities.
Now, as you know, a lot of our readers are MSPs and channel partners. How will this suite provide new or expanded opportunities for our partner readers?
Yeah, I think it's a tremendous opportunity. So Deep Fathom, we build really powerful technology, but what we don't do is get into the services businesses. And what we have found is just a combination of our platform working with MSPs that provide the most value for customers. And so that's a big part of what we're announcing today is the platform's not available for just standalone use, but that our partner program is now fully active. And we're looking to put our platform in the hands of people that want to help their customers.
Now, I got to ask, if I'm an MSP and a channel partner, I'm saying, hey, I don't deal directly with the Department of Defense. Do I need to worry about this?
You don't. That's one of the great things, right? So the Department of Defense is the one that has put out the regulations, but they're being implemented at the private sector, right, or the business level. And so if you have organizations that are doing business with the Department of Defense, you serve them directly, right? You don't get pulled into all of the challenges of working directly with federal agencies.
So I understand this product will meet the needs of the federal government suppliers. What is the scope and size of this market?
So if you think about the entire federal ecosystem, it's 500,000 or more businesses. We're squarely focused right now on CMMC, which is that regulation around the Department of Defense is rolled out. But that is 250,000 or more supplier.
So we're talking about actually a big hunk of the economy and an opportunity that might, if I'm an MSP or a channel partner, it kind of might be right in front of me that I'm not even looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 250,000 organizations. It's very important for securing both the country and the defense industrial base. It's also incredibly expensive, right? So the government estimates that there's going to be $4 billion a year spent in CMMC alone in the implementation and ongoing management of it. So it's very important. It's also a very lucrative opportunity for service providers.
Stephen, we sort of dived into the opportunity part, but let's do a little bit of defining. What actually is CMMC?
So it stands for the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. It's definitely a mouthful, but what it is a framework of security and operating practices that defense suppliers need to implement in order to prove to the Department of Defense that they are operating their businesses securely.
Now, why am I hearing so much about it now?
The CMMC has been in the works for the better part of a decade or more, and what it is the federal government's response to systemic and relentless attacks on our supply chain by foreign adversaries, right? Both state-sponsored and independent actors have been going after the defense industry and hacking these companies and stealing our military secrets. And so this is the government's mandate to shut that down once and for all, to ensure that all the defense suppliers are operating at a level of security posture that's required to protect the country.
So I'm an MSP, I'm a channel partner. Why should I get on this today?
because your customers are facing an existential threat, right? So CMMC is not something where you get a fine. If you want to compete for the contracts, if you want to keep the contracts you have, you must become CMMC compliant, and it is rolling out over a 3-year period. And so the MSP partners that we have today that we talk to, their phones are starting to ring. These are small and medium-sized businesses. They understand they have to do it, but they have no idea where to start. And so an MSP is always one of the trusted advisors. It's one of the first phones that ring, and they're looking for you to help, right?
And I think it sounds like, and sort of intellectually, we have to consider ourselves to be part of this, not sitting on the curb or on the side. Is that right? That I need to see myself as part of the challenge and also the solution.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If you're an MSP, the customer is going to be reaching out. They're going to want advice. They're going to want counsel. But you yourself may not be an expert in compliance, and you probably don't know a lot about CMMC because it's brand new. But what we have built is a platform that eliminates that requirement, right? If you're focused on serving your customers, if you know how to turn on a computer, if you can provide good quality service, that's what our platform is designed to do. We have encoded that expertise into our AI stack that allows you to have a seat at the table and to serve the customer.
All right, so Stephen, break it down for me. What's actually in the compliance readiness suite?
So there are 2 core components. So one is we have a SaaS platform that is the end-to-end tool that helps you start from the very beginning of your compliance journey, implement all of the controls, generate the documentation that's required, and then ultimately prepare yourself for a certified third-party audit, which is required. And then once you achieve that certification, you have to maintain it. So the platform stays behind to ensure that you kind of keep everything lined up. And then the second component, I don't want to get like super technical to put the audience to sleep, but when you're working in the Department of Defense ecosystem, you have to be very thoughtful about how you connect to systems because you're dealing with sensitive data. And so we have a second product that we call Outpost, which is our way to securely move data between our platform and very sensitive systems.
So this is, in our time now, partners, MSPs, they want to do things, they want to be involved, but they don't want to spend a huge amount of time doing training and certification and so on. So how does the engagement of the partners look like?
Yeah, that's exactly what we spent a lot of time working to solve. So one, as I said, that the platform is really designed to demystify compliance. We've built all that expertise into it. And so in terms of sort of serving the customers, it does the heavy lifting. And what we do to work with the partners is to eliminate the need to go and hire a lot of expensive staff that are already compliance experts, right? So you can rely on the platform to do that. And if you want to become a partner, we sit down. We have a very detailed onboarding. We teach you to use the platform inside and out. We also provide a lot of tools that help you have, discovery interviews and kind of do questions with your customers to understand their needs. So we've done everything that we can in our power to really make it a turnkey solution for MSPs that want to serve customers.
And is there a licensing or cost model?
Yes, so our it is an annual subscription, and we view the defense supplier as our end customer. And so most of our partners we co-deploy, right? We wrap their services around our technology, but we have a couple different ways that we can work with MSPs. One of those being a straight reseller, if that's something you're interested in.
Well, Stephen, this sounds like a very interesting opportunity. It sounds like a very big opportunity. And I'm going to revisit something you said earlier. It's an opportunity even beyond the Department of Defense. It sounds like this engages basically pretty much the whole federal government.
Yeah, absolutely. So CMMC is squarely focused on the Department of Defense, but it has already become the pattern and it's being expanded across all the other federal agencies. There are also, we've stopped tracking them because there's so many. There's at least 120 or more kind of state and local initiatives as well. Education, critical infrastructure, everyone is sort of adopting CMMC as the model, if you will, for going out and securing the businesses.
Well, Stephen, I really want to thank you for joining me. It's always interesting hearing from you. I hope we get to do more about what's happening here and how this rolls out. But for now, the very best of luck with this announcement rollout. Where can people learn more?
The best place to learn more is to go to our website, which is deepfathom.ai.
Deepfathom.ai. Stephen Hess, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks for having me on, Doug. Talk to you soon.
Make voice valuable again. Tressic turns every call and text into action automatically. Learn more at tressic.cloud.